We have reached a point in Western culture, most notably in the United States, because we have the biggest film industry in the world, where people who know the politics of someone involved in the film, the director, the producer, the main star, if they know the politics of that person, they will judge the movie based only on those politics. If, say, the actor is a liberal-minded individual, a liberal-minded critic or audience member will watch the movie and say it was the greatest thing they ever saw. A conservative-minded individual will say it was garbage. And the other way around, if a conservative-minded individual, there aren't that many in mainstream, at least not openly, if they make a movie, the liberals will say it was garbage and the conservatives will say it was genius. I'll give you a couple examples. A conservative-minded filmmaker went ahead and made a very Christian-centric, pro-gun, pro-nuclear family, mother, father, children, kind of a film about a family whose town is besieged by a riotous mob. The father is killed, the family hides in the woods, and they play cat and mouse with the people who killed the dad. When this film was announced, people began review bombing the movie, saying that the pacing was awful, the acting was awful, the lighting was awful, the cinematography was awful. Side note, when somebody says the cinematography was awful, I can guarantee you they have no idea what that word means. They're just using it to sound like they know what they're talking about, and I can guarantee you they don't. Here's where the problem comes in. You're allowed to not like a movie that you don't like. But people were review bombing the movie, and the filmmakers had to step in and ask the very important question, how did you manage to see a movie we haven't finished making yet? That is the problem we face today. People want the film to do terrible when whatever the politics of the people making the film disagree with the critics' politics. The film wasn't even done yet. They were maybe halfway through production and people were saying they had seen a sneak peek of it. Well, how would you have done that without the director and the producer having held a sneak peek viewing of a half-finished film? But of course it happens the other way. No political party is free of hypocrisy. When the Marvel films come out, and Marvel and Disney has openly stated that they're very liberal-centric. A lot of the actors have voiced that they are very liberal-centric. So when these movies come out, conservative-minded film critics will bash the movie. And I will see these reviews. I mean, movies are what I do, so I watch film reviews. And I often hear them say very specific phrases or point out very specific things in the film that make me question whether or not it's even there, or at the very least, was it really as bad as you're saying? So, most recently, as of me recording this, was Black Widow and Shang-Chi, which, on the conservative side, got pretty negative reviews. They were willing to say some positive things about them, but overall they were negative reviews. One critic, and I'm quoting him, I won't out him by name, but I'm quoting him exactly, said that the Black Widow was an unrelenting dumpster fire spewing STDs all over the crowd. That's a hell of an image, but I watch these movies, and honestly, there's not a whole lot wrong with them. They're not blockbuster events that are going to blow your mind and change your world, but the acting isn't horrible, the pacing is decent, even some of the fight scenes, which Marvel films are known for having very choppy fight scenes, they're not bad. Florence Pugh, who plays Yelena, the younger, air quotes, sister of Black Widow, is actually quite delightful. She really made the film for me. In Shang-Chi, I've seen a lot of Chinese fantasy films, and something that I really loved about Shang-Chi, and it's something I really liked about the Black Widow, was that if you took out the references to the Marvel films, to the Marvel Universe, if you took out a lot of the more superhero-centric stuff in the Black Widow film, you can leave it in the Shang-Chi film. They're still the same movie, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a superhero movie. They can stand on their own. But people don't want to allow these films to be what they are, and that is just entertainment. But the problem is this is on the filmmakers as well, because a lot of the filmmakers will make their movie some sort of political event. No, it's just entertainment. Allow your film to just be entertainment. And if you disagree with the politics of the people that made the film, you honestly can't remain objective when watching the film, then don't watch it. Just don't go see it. Spare yourself the agony you claim to suffer when you watch the film and go watch something you do like.